Hi everyone, welcome to today's session and today's webinar where I will be showing you all the features that were released with the marketing apps since the version 18 of Odoo. So my name is Manon, I'm a business analyst here at Odoo as well as a marketing expert. So for today's agenda, I will be of course showing you everything that was released from the version 18.1 until the version 18.4. We'll also have a quick sneak peek about the new feature that will come out with the version 19, and we'll end this webinar with a Q&A session. So let's dive into this. First, the 18.1 release. So most of the features that came out with this release were about the event application, but also the CRM. So with the event application, we had 3 new features. First, the communication triggers. So now we can schedule automated message before the event ends and after the event starts. We can also download easily tickets from the reminder email that participant will receive, and we can edit the ticket type. So let me show you in Odoo what it looks like. Okay, so let's go into the event application. So here I have one event that has been created already. One of the new features, as mentioned, is the fact that here in the trigger, so you know that when you are creating an event, you can send automated communication related to that event. So here the registration confirmation as well as the reminder. And it will be automatically sent based on the interval and the units that you have defined. So now we have not only after each registration, but also before the event starts, after the event has started, after the event ended, and before the event ends. So we have a couple of new triggers, and you will see that automatically Odoo will know when to send that reminder based on the date of your event. So this is one of the first feature. The other feature is the fact that obviously participants need to have access to their ticket, so they will have access to it through the registration confirmation, but also in the reminder email. So if we go check the template, you can see here that we have a view ticket button, and let's preview what the email looks like. So you see here, I will receive the ticket with a reminder, with a reminder telling me that I have the marketing training starting tomorrow. And here I have a link to the ticket, so I can easily download the ticket again if I need to. And the last feature I mentioned is the fact that, well, you can from the back end edit the type of ticket that has been sold. So for example, I have here 12 attendees, and I have an attendee that contacts me saying, okay, they got the wrong type of ticket when they registered online. For example, here the participant A purchased the VIP ticket, but they got it wrong. So you can now change the type of ticket. So here is going to be registration for marketing training, not the VIP one. We can update this, and everything will be registered in the chatter, but also on the event itself, because now if we go back to the event and we check the ticket, we see that we only have 1 registration for the VIP, and we have 11 for the standard registration. So this is the new feature regarding events in the 18.1 release. The other feature that was released in that version is regarding the CRM. So let me dive into the CRM application. So what's new is the fact that, I'm going to remove this, is the fact that obviously you have the map view of the opportunities of the leads in your pipeline. What's new is that now you can open, when you open one of the opportunity, you have the button to navigate to it. So it allows your salesperson, for example, to immediately display the way to go to visit their lead and opportunity based on their location. So that was the new feature of 18.1 regarding the CRM application. In 18.2 now, we also had a couple of other features regarding events, but also with eLearning and survey. So with eLearning, now we have the fact that we can access the course with a link. So basically, we're going to show the course only to those who have access to the link. With the survey, we can now add a language selector on the first page. And finally, with the events, we can generate some new event from the front end, from the website editor. So let me show you what it looks like. So first with eLearning, so I'm going to go into the eLearning app. I have my course here that is already published. Here in the option, so before we have the show course to everyone, only people signed in into your website, only the course attendee. Now we have anyone with the link, meaning that you have here a link that is automatically generated, and you can copy and paste that link into an email or to publish it, for example, on your social media or on whichever channel you wish to, and it will show the course only to those who have access through that link. So that's the first feature. With survey, so I mentioned we have now the language feature. So in the survey application, if I open this, you see here I have the languages that I can define. So here I have English and French, which means that if I test this survey, when I will receive the survey as a participant, you see here that I can choose the language and everything will be adapted accordingly. So if I am in English, I have the survey and I have the question in English, obviously. I'm going to submit the survey. And if I want to take it again and do it in French, I will have the question in French and every button also translated in French. But it still means that you still have to translate. So if I'm going back into the survey, you still have to translate every question. So here I have my first question: how would you rate your in-store experience? I have defined it first in English. Well, I still have to define it in the other language. But it's from the participant point of view that they will be able to choose the language. And the last feature is regarding survey. So let's say you are working on your website, you are creating the pages of your website, and you are on the event page where you have created and updated that page. Before, you had to go back into, so leave the website application, go back into the event application to create a new event. Now, from the new button here on the web page, you have a new event button that pops up when you can create the new event, let's say from the website, with all the new feature that you usually have in the event application. So you can obviously add a ticket, you can select the communication, and it's going to create automatically the event with everything set up, and you can edit the front end of the event with all the different customization that you need. If I save this and if I go back onto the event application, I have my event that has been created, and you see that, I'm going to go into the event, I have my new event that is already in event as well. So it just means that you don't have to leave the website application, go back into the event to create one. You can create it immediately from the website. With the 18.3 release. So here we had mostly feature regarding the CRM, but also one with events. So if I'm going back to the event application, we have something that has been requested a lot, which is the multiple slot event. So before, when you created an event, you had to define a specific date on the event. So for example, here it's the event that takes place tomorrow. But if you wanted to organize a recurring event, so let's say you need to organize yoga classes, you had to create each time a new event with the different dates. Well, now we don't have the issue anymore. Let's say I'm going to create my yoga class, because we have this checkbox, multiple slots, that exists, where I'm going to say, basically, I'm going to organize yoga classes from, for example, every Wednesday until the end of the year. So let's put the 31st of December. And I want those those yoga classes to take place every week. Well, now it's possible with the multiple slots. By checking that box, I now have a smart button that appears here with the slots, and I'm going to be able to define what are the slots for that yoga class until the end of the year. So you see here I have timing of the class. So if I say that my class is every Wednesday from 7 to 8, it's going to be that, and I'm going to be able to select multiple Wednesday and create the slot for each Wednesday until the end of the year, for example. And if for some reason I'm not available for 2 weeks because I'm not going to give the yoga class, I can just skip it and continue to create the slot. So you will be able to manage recurring events. You see now that I have 11 slots available. You will obviously still be able to create a ticket, so to have a price and sell tickets for your events. And you can also limit the registration per slot. So you see here, because I have activated the multiple slot feature, I can say that I only want 10 people per slot on my yoga class. And what does it look like on the website? Well, when people are going to register, you see here that we have all the next dates, so every slot that are available for this event. And when people are registering, they have to book a specific slot. And then the rest of the process is the same as usual. They're going to be registering for that class. And this will be added to their cart and will create a sales order in my case. So now we have the possibility to manage recurring event, which is something great. The other feature are regarding the CRM application. So let me switch quickly into a runbot. One of the new features is the fact that we have AI. And with AI, we have the fact that we can now rely on AI to update the probability of converting a lead into a sale. So let's take this one opportunity here. So you know this maybe, or maybe don't, but the probability is usually calculated based on some criteria that you have defined in the configuration of your CRM. So if I go into the setting of the CRM, I have here the rules of the predictive lead scoring, where I can define what are the criteria needed to update the probability. So here we have those criteria that are defined, and Odoo will update the probability based on that. Now, with AI, you can ask Odoo to update the probability based on AI. So here you have the little button, and if you click on it, it's going to update the probability, and you have also information on what needs to be done, what needs to be changed to improve the probability of converting that opportunity. So here we see that the positive of this lead is the fact that he has a valid email address. But the negatives are that they are in the new stage, meaning that it's a brand new lead and nothing probably has been done yet to try to convert it. And the source is search engine. So let's do it real life. If we move it now to the qualified stage, because we have done some action to convert the probability, you see that here the probability has been automatically updated and improved. And if I check the AI once again, we see now that the positive is the fact that he's not anymore in the new stage, but is in the qualified stage. He still has a valid email address. The negative one is still that the source is search engine. So let's change that. If I'm removing the source as search engine, and let's say I'm going to say it's going to be Facebook, for example, you will see that everything is adapted automatically, and now it's not taken into account. So you really have AI that can be used to see what are the chances of winning the opportunity in the CRM. With the CRM, we also had a couple of new features in the 18.3. So let me go back into my database. So now we have the fact that you can quickly create a contact with the opportunity. So when you create a new opportunity, let's say you have a company B that has been contacting you, you create the company and it's going to create the opportunity. If you are in contact with the salesperson, so let's name him salesperson 1 of the company B, you're going to add it onto the card. And when you're going to create the opportunity, you see that automatically the contact will be the salesperson 1 related to company B. And if we go into the contact application, you will see that salesperson 1 has been created as a person and he's linked to company B. And if I go onto the company B contact, I do have the link with the salesperson 1. So now you have this quick creation of contact directly from the CRM and the link between individual and company that is done automatically. The last feature that came out with the version 18.3 regarding the CRM is the fact that you can now create opportunity with a picture of a business card. So before, when creating opportunity, you could do it manually, as I did just now. You could use the sales team alias also to create them automatically. You can use the web form on your website to create opportunity. And now we have here from the little action button, the import business card. So let's say you are at an event and you have collected business card from potential lead. You took a picture of it and you can charge it, and you see that Odoo will automatically detect the information on the business card. So currently my business card is a generic one where you see that the email is your email address here. Well, the Odoo has detected that and put that in the email address. So you can quickly take a picture of a business card and it's going to create a new opportunity in your CRM. So those were the features of 18.3. So AI Insights, the quick creation of contacts, the lead generation via business card, and for events, the multiple slots. Now, with the 18.4 release, we have mostly AI, once again, that has been integrated, as well as live chats. So with AI, it's not only related to one application, but it's going to be present to almost all the application, where you have AI as the chatter and also to insert prompts in email template. We also have with the live chat the possibility to send now a copy of the conversation to visitors. So let's say you have a conversation with them and they want to have a copy. Well, they can request that copy to be sent on their email address, or you can send it to them. So let me show you how to do that. So first with AI. So AI is present everywhere. So let's say I'm going into my contacts and I have here one of the contacts. You see that we have the AI button first that open a chatter when you can ask him to summarize the chatter conversation, for example. So let's say you have a lot of notes in the chatter, it will provide you with a summary. But also when you send a message, so let me open it a bit bigger. You have here the AI button when you can ask AI to write, for example, here it suggests to write a follow-up answer. So let's say we're going to ask that to the AI. So the Odoo bot will generate an answer, and you see we have here the button to use this, and it's going to be automatically populated in your email, and you can send the email based on that. Now I have my email, and if I want to redo the same and once again send an email, I can once again ask AI to write a follow-up answer based on the previous email. So once again, it's going to generate a copy. I'm going to use it into my email, and obviously you still have the possibility to edit the content of your email and delete any information that you want, but the AI will really display the new content that you might want to use in your email. So let's send that. And if I'm going back to the bot and I ask them to summarize the chatter conversation, it's going to do the exercise. So here we have, you see, the conversation primarily revolve around the some information that were sent, and we can once again here copy the information and put it as a log note, for example, to have the summary of what has been discussed. So AI here, it's integrated, so as mentioned, in most of the applications. So here I'm in the contact application, but obviously you have the same logic in the CRM. So if I take another opportunity, you can also ask AI to summarize the chatter conversation. You can also ask AI to do to write a follow-up, to write an ID of content for your email to accompany you in the process of managing your opportunities. So that was one of the main release for the AI and the in Odoo. And the second release I mentioned is with live chat. So when you are on the website and you have a conversation with someone, so let's go onto the website. So here you see I have a lot of chat already open. So here I'm going to open the live chat and I'm going to ask and say I'm looking for the documentation. So I have a discussion with the chat. Once the discussion is over, here you have the possibility to send to receive a copy of the conversation. So I myself can receive a copy of what has been said, and I can close this. But if I forgot to ask for the copy, and let's say I'm contacting my account at Odoo or anyone that works with Odoo, I can ask them to send it back to me. If I'm going back to the live chat, I can find the session that was done. And here in the session, you see that we have the send conversation. So let me quickly close all of this up so that we see it better. And you see here we have the send conversation where once again, we can send it back to the client if he forgot to ask for it. So there are a couple of new features for the live chat, and this send conversation button is one of them. So that was what was mostly released during all the intermediary version of Odoo, so from the 18.1 until the 18.4. So we know that version 19, is coming out soon. So here is a quick sneak peek of what will be out. So mostly it's going to be for the email marketing, we're going to have a new email builder. So there was a lot of work done from a technical point of view on the email builder to bringing up to date and to really build something that can provide you with more option and more blocks. For example, we are trying to have some condition-based blocked in the email marketing. So that's going to be one one of the main feature. With marketing, we also have in marketing automation, so the fact that we will have dynamic domains. So to work with dates, for example, to say, okay, I'm going to send an email in the CRM. If the deadline is in 3 days, then I'm going to set up an automation based on that. So those dynamic domain will be coming out with version 19. And there is a lot of work done on the e-learning application, where it's going to be mostly a redesign and allowing you to go a bit further into the design option and the layout of your course. We will obviously have more AI in marketing, so not only with the chatter and with the email that you are sending one-to-one to your contact, but with email marketing to be able to generate content there as well. And for the event application, we are working on the event combos. So for example, not only purchasing a ticket to the event, but also, let's say, the ticket for the entrance and as well as the lunch for that event. And we are also working on the library of event question. So you know that you can ask questions when people register to your event, and we are trying to gather all of those questions in one place for you to be able to reuse them more easily. So this is a quick overview of what is planned for the version 19, but you will discover more during the Odoo experience in September. So do not forget to register if you want to attend. And now we will go into the Q&A session. So we will be back in a few minutes to answer all of your questions. Okay, so we'll go into the question now. So I have one question asking, so we have, where's the question? Sorry, when a recurring event is added to my Google Calendar, so from Arthur, does it automatically add into all the upcoming events too? So not sure I understand perfectly the question, because when we are talking about Google Calendar, it means that you have synchronized your calendar in Odoo. So let me go here. So you have synchronized here with Google. So here, the question, when you put a recurring event, so if you are defining a recurring event here, so whether in Odoo in the calendar application or in Gmail in your Google Calendar, it's going to appear as a recurring event in Odoo as well, and vice versa. But here, what I was presenting is the fact that you have recurring events here, but those will not appear in your calendar, so in the calendar application in Odoo, if that was the question. So we have a question from Paul. When will we be able to update the version of Odoo Enterprise? So do you mean from the version 18 to the version 19 or from the intermediary version. Globally, if you are on the intermediary version, so 18.1 to 3, you can update it as soon as they are coming out. For the version 19, it will be presented in September during the Odoo experience, and usually the upgrade is available a few months afterwards. So it's really going to depend on the timing, but it's usually 2-3 months afterwards. So we have another question. When importing the contact business cards to create the opportunity, would the name of the trade show or source be set on the tag, or is it better to create a link field? So basically, when you're gonna upload business cards, it's gonna detect the information that are on the business cards. So if you have a specific information, so here the source of, let's say you gather that business card to an event, it's not gonna be populated automatically. So in that case, you will need to add the information, so either in the source by saying, okay, it was a specific event or a trade show. So I would say the source here is the best option to put the information in. Okay, so regarding follow up on the question of the upgrade, so person say you want, perfect. So if you have any issue with the upgrade, you can contact the dedicated team to ask what is not working. I don't think there are a lot of other questions. So we still have a couple of minutes. So if you have any question, don't hesitate to write them down. So I think we don't have any more questions left, so we're gonna stop here the webinar. And thank you for joining us, and have a good day.